Michael Ruffin, they said, Malik, can you please explain why defensive end might be the pick at 18, especially if it's best play available? Not saying it's the way I would go, but even with Myles Murphy, there's never too many edge rushers. So he's asking, would you take a defensive end?
Oh, I would. But, well, the Bengals. And that's where we get into the interesting conversation of it. This is not what you want to hear, but I think that when I think best player available is truly on the board. And I think it would take a blue chip prospect, obviously, to smack them dead in the face and be like, okay, this makes sense. I think about it and I'm like, I feel like they'll justify not picking a defensive end because they drafted Myles Murphy. Mm-hmm. And because they're still hopeful for Joseph Osai to finally break. That's really what I think at my core. I think they think that if they focus on the interior of the defensive line, that will give these guys new life and new legs. And I really am predicting and expecting Myles Murphy to have the best sort of season of his career. I don't know what that might look like, but when players are about to enter into a contract here, you definitely see a different level from them. And I Michael Ruffin, you're speaking my language right now. He said Jared Verse. If Jared Verse is sitting there, I don't expect Jared Verse to be sitting there, but if he was, man, I would do cartwheels and backflips if I could to the podium to announce him as the pick. But again, I think that the Bengals should position themselves leading up to it for drafting best player available, and everybody seems to be in love now with Jerzon Newton for obvious reasons. It's a spot the Bengals have been missing, and that's not to say, hey, we don't love. That's not to say we don't love BJ Hill or whoever. We just, if you have the opportunity to get better, you get better. Especially get young at the position, you do that. And I think that's a spot where it would make a lot of sense. It's going to be interesting. Defensive tackle is a spot where a lot of people are feeling, that hey, we want to add more to that spot, especially since you look at it, man. I think people are waiting for Geno Atkins to run through that door, or a player like Geno Atkins to run through that door, and that's not. It's easier said than done. That was Geno Atkins was a home run pick.
You're gonna have to pay, right? You're probably gonna have to pay because your chances of getting one if you pay a lot higher than trying to pick one in the second or third or fourth or even the first round.
That's not even the first, man.
Yeah. I agree.
Okay, draft is for getting good players. Free agency is for addressing needs.
And addressing needs, exactly. So don't get the two don't get the two crossed up, right? They correlate, but don't get the two crossed up unless they're obviously picking in top 5.